Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Health Chats podcast. I am your host, Kelsey Grieveson, and today's episode is a solo episode where I'm going to talk about mindful eating. So, mindful eating is something that I would say really transformed my relationship with food, but also how I manage stress. Right now in 2025, if you're listening to this, you're probably stressed. If you're a human being, you are probably stressed. You likely feel stressed more often than not. And mindful eating is just going to be one way that will help you with managing your stress, because also, if you're listening to this, you're likely interested in health, in fitness, in nutrition. And so you probably spend like a decent amount of time eating in your days. And if you don't, if you've listened to all of that and you're like, no, that's not me at all, actually, then why are you here? Like, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about proper refueling and proper movement and fitness and all of the things. But that's not what today is about. Today is about mindful eating. And I'm going to share a bit about my story and how this has really helped me with healing my food relationship and some of the unhealthy eating patterns that I used to really struggle with, but also how it's helped me with just becoming more of a calm person, I would say. I used to really operate like up here all the time, and now I'm like pretty baseline, like more chill. I have my moments. I'm still a human, but yeah, I would say I'm more baseline than anything. So, what is mindful eating? First of all, when you hear that, you're like, what the heck is it? I'm not going to give you a dictionary definition. I'm just going to give you my definition. And it is essentially when you're sitting down to have your food, you are much more aware and conscious and intentional about every step of that food. Not just eating it, not just, taking the bite, chewing the food, allowing yourself to swallow the bite and experience that bite and flavors, but also like, where is the food coming from? Is your food coming from a grocery store? Is it pre-prepared? Is it a meal prep service? Mindful eating can go all the way down the rabbit hole of, where was this food sourced from? Was it local? Who handled it before I bought it from the grocery store and took it home and prepared it? How did you prepare it? Was it fast? Was it microwaved? Was it slow and you chopped up the vegetables and you seasoned the food with intention? Did you cook it in your oven? Like, mindful eating is really, for me, from my perspective, it's every single step of the food until it goes into your mouth, and then the experience of the food while you're eating it too. So that's mindful eating. And if you hear that and you're like, this girl is crazy, good. I'm glad, because these things that I've done in my life have really helped me feel better. And I think as humans, we all kind of share this want or this desire or kind of need to find more peace in our life, to feel more happiness, to feel more confident, to feel free in this life and in this experience. And if mindful eating is that one thing that has helped me feel like an ounce more of that, then fuck it. I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to be crazy. So that's kind of what it is. It's being more intentional about every step of the way of food until you eat it, and then also eating it and doing so from a place of mindfulness, of awareness. And so why do I do it? Why do I do it? If you haven't already caught on, the one piece is, yes, that feeling of happiness, feeling more peace, feeling more calm in my life, feeling more free in my relationship with food. But the more science piece is that nervous system, that stress management. We are operating in a high level of stress, more stress than we've ever been. And I hope and pray through having more conversations like this and teaching workshops. I just recently did a workshop on mindful eating, that society is coming down to more of that baseline. And we realize that, peace is the new rich, and health is wealth, actually. Like, we don't need to be grinding and going crazy all of the time. And so when we mindfully eat, when we take the time to slow down before putting food in our bodies, we are giving our body the opportunity and the chance to shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic. So these are two different types of nervous system. Sympathetic is our fight or flight. That is built into us as humans. We have the coolest functioning system as humans to be able to run from a bear. It is not built into us to receive an email and freak the hell out. But that's how we're using it these days. We get stressed out when we receive an email. We get stressed out when we receive a text. We get stressed out just thinking about going to work, just thinking about having an uncomfortable conversation. We operate in this fight or flight more often than we need to be, just doing normal human daily things that back in the day we didn't do. We didn't have as quick access to people. We didn't have emails coming to us left, right, and center, or texts from random people that we didn't expect to hear from, and it sends us, these days. So we're operating in this sympathetic nervous system more often than what humans are really meant to. Like back in the caveman days, we didn't have those notifications, but we did have to run from a bear, run from a lion, run from, whatever animal it was. We had to fight and we had to flight. And when we're in sympathetic, what our body does is, one of the systems is our digestive system. It shuts down because we're trying to save energy. And so when we're saving energy, we're able to actually run and fight and do all of those things. But when we're sitting at home working remotely as a digital nomad, like so many of us are these days, and we get an email and our body goes into that, and then our digestive system shuts off, we then go, oh, it's 12 o'clock, it's time to go eat lunch. And we eat lunch from that sympathetic nervous system, from that fight or flight. And so what then happens, and maybe this is where you're like, oh my God, this makes sense, is our digestive system just doesn't work properly. We have IBS, we have bloating, we struggle hormonally. Our systems are just not functioning in the way that they are built and meant to. And because of that, we go from, stress to eating to back to work where we're more stressed. We're just getting more and more and more and more and more stressed. And we aren't really doing anything to shift into that parasympathetic. So why do I do it? I eat mindfully, so I'm not fucking with my digestive system, because I already have lived in that long enough. I would say for over 10 years, I really struggle with digestive issues. And I'm not saying mindful eating is the cure for everything, but it might be one piece of the pie that helps you in figuring out your digestive issues if you struggle with it. But then there's also the relationship with food piece. And I, as you've probably heard on previous episodes, really used to struggle with binge eating and overeating and emotional eating. And so what mindful eating does when you're taking the time to think about, where did this food come from? Okay, I'm going to actually taste this as I put it into my mouth and chew it and experience the textures and the flavors. What that does is it helps you see what's actually in front of you, or my experience anyways. It's helped me see, okay, this is the portion of food that I've given to me. I'm going to eat it, or I've given to myself. I'm going to eat it and see if I'm actually full, instead of just scarfing this, bucket of ice cream down and not feeling satiated at all because there wasn't even a good, amount of protein and vegetables and whole foods in front of me. It's helped me with healing that as well. And so when we mindfully eat, I've already talked about that sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight. When we slow down, we shift into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest, our digestive system. Wow, it's actually turned on. It's actually working. And how to do this, aside from just, thinking about where the food came from, preparing your food in a slow way, tasting all of the things, like tuning into your senses. Some, I guess, practical things that you can try on your next meal would be taking 5 breaths before you eat. So prepare your food. Maybe you did have meal prep. Maybe you microwaved it. Again, we live in 2025. It's not always easy to prepare every single meal. We probably wouldn't have time to hang out with friends and like do our purposeful work and exercise and stuff if we were actually preparing every single meal. But say you microwave your food, take 5 breaths before you eat it. Take 5 breaths. Take a moment to slow down. If you're coming from your laptop or from work or from a workout even, take time to just like let your nervous system drop into that rest. Because again, if you're operating from this fight or flight, your digestive system is just not even ready to take in food. It's turned off. It's like ready to fight a bear. So give yourself that space to actually drop down. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, which I really like to use for like really any sort of meditative experience or like mindful experience, and it's the 5 senses meditation. So 5 things that you can see in front of you, 4 things that you can feel. Maybe it's the food, like you feel the warmth or the coldness of the plate, you feel the texture of the fork or the spoon. 4 things you can feel. 3 things that you can hear. So maybe you like ding, ding, ding your spoon on your bowl, or maybe it's like even bubbling. Maybe you are cooking the food. Like, what are 3 things you can hear? And then 2 things you can smell. What are 2 things you can smell? You smell the aromas of the food. Like, when was the last time you actually sat down with your food and you put it up to your nose and you were like, this smells good? I know I don't do it every time. I know like I'll do it rarely, but I try. And then the last one is one thing you can taste. So giving yourself that space to like break down your 5 senses that you have with you, if you're lucky to have all 5 of them, give yourself that time and space to walk through them before the meal. I am telling you, it takes like not even 2 minutes. Even the 5 breaths takes not even 2 minutes, and you do have the time to do it. But often when you're in that sympathetic, like fight or flight, your brain also is telling you don't have the time. Your brain is like, no, we got to get there now. We got to fight the bear now. We got to get back to work now. When really those 2 minutes, when you take that space to breathe and like walk through your senses, be aware of the experience that's happening in front of you right now, it's actually going to help you be more productive when you go back to work. Like, this isn't to bypass the fact that yes, you are busy and you have work and you have things going on, but there's a difference between busy work and productive work. And when you really, really drop into mindful eating or nervous system regulation, you'd be surprised at how much more productive you are in your life. And so give those things a try. For me, to speak from like my own experience, it's helped with that relationship with food piece. It's helped with nervous system regulation. But one big one that doesn't even kind of seem tied into like eating is my productivity in my business. And I kind of just touched on that now, but going back, like rewind to when I first started business, I thought I had to work for 16 hours a day. I thought I had to be in front of my laptop for 16 hours. My meal, I had it all prepped. I would microwave it, bring it with me. I'd be like trying to eat my food while I'm doing whatever I'm doing on the computer. Like, who even knows what I was doing? But I thought I had to be here. I thought that was productivity. I thought if I left the laptop, that was a waste of time. When really, in hindsight, I was keeping myself in this stressed out state. I was not tasting my food at all. I was not giving my body nor my brain a break. And there are so many different types of rest, and mental rest is a huge one. I was not doing that. And so how it really helped me was it made me realize that when we are mindful and we are present with one thing being the food that I'm talking about here, you can bring that practice into everything you do. If you've ever heard it, a lot of personal development junkies will say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I've said that before. And I do see truth to it. I absolutely see truth to it. And maybe you hear that and you're like, whoa, yeah, how I do one thing is how I do everything. If you don't finish things very often, like if you don't get to the end of something, how many other areas in your life do you do that? Like maybe you're not someone who always finishes cleaning up the kitchen entirely. Like you cooked a meal, you did your kitchen stuff, but then you like left one cup or one pot and you were like, you know what, I'll just like come back and I'll do that later. And then it's like you get to work and you're like one task away from being done everything, but you're like, you know what, no, I'll just like do that one tomorrow. And then you go to your room and you took off your socks and you left them on the floor and you're like, I'll just pick those up tomorrow. Like how you do one thing is quite often how you do everything else. So back to that mindful eating, if you're chaotically trying to eat your food, you're probably chaotically trying to get work done. And in my experience, what really helped me, what shifted was when I learned to just be present with my food, eat the food, finish the meal, clean up the dish, put it in the dishwasher. Then I had so much more mental space to come to work, sit there for 4, maybe 6 hours, broken up, because that's what works for me, get the work done when I'm there, and then again, close the laptop, leave, get on to the next thing. And so mindful eating, not only did it help me with my relationship with food and my digestive system, but it helped me slow down in so many other areas of my life and be present in those areas of my life. Being with friends is another example where it's like, okay, if I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to be trying to do some other thing and respond. And again, I'm human. Sometimes it comes up that way. But this practice, because I eat, and if you're into fitness and wellness, you probably eat quite a bit too, it has helped me be present in so many other areas of my life. So I wanted to talk about it today because it has impacted me, and I feel like it's something that it can continue to be talked on and like I can dive into it, but I also feel like it's such an experiential thing that you need to just go try it. You need to go make a meal that has multiple elements to it. Something you could try as a Buddha bowl, you could do a smoothie bowl, you could do a taco bowl, really like any bowl where you can add multiple different things, different colors, different textures, different flavors, and give it a try where you walk through your 5 senses and just notice how that meal that you eat feels differently than the meal you ate prior. And then also looking forward into the rest of your day, notice how often you actually slow down and are present in each moment. So that's all I got for you today. I hope it was valuable. I hope you took something from it. If you did, share this episode on your social media. I grow really just by you listening, by sending this to your friends, by sending it to your family. If you feel like there's someone in your life who could benefit from learning about mindful eating, please send it to them. If you have any questions for me, send me a message on Instagram. It's at Kelsey Grieveson, or you can check out my website, ccoaching.ca. And I will leave you with this. Stay curious, protect your peace, and go out there and reach your potential, because there is so much life for you to live. And if you're holding yourself back, this is your sign to step into the discomfort. Thank you. Bye.